things that I wanted to get done today was I wanted to season this stove up a little bit, and I kind of had to wait till it burned down quite a bit. I don't want this thing raging hot. It's going to make enough smoke as it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this tallow I've got over here in this grease lamp, and I'm going to kind of get some of it out of here on this steel wool and just kind of scrub it on the top of this stove, which will, number one, alleviate some of the rust and help to start to cure it as well, or season it up a bit. The steel wool will remove some of the rust, and then I'll burn that seasoning into it while it's still hot, but not hot enough to really roast my hands too much here. And you can see the smoke coming off of it now. So it's going to smoke this place up quite a bit doing this, but it'll season this stove up really, really nice. See all that smoke coming off of there, boys? Whoo-wee. All right, we can always open the door, not a big deal. And we'll do a couple, 3 layers of this, letting that burn completely off while the stove's smoldering good. We'll let it burn off, and we'll do it again. The other thing that I'm doing here, you know, on my second or third coating of this stove right now, and the other thing I'm doing is I'm taking this steel wool that's now saturated with oils and stuff, and I'm rubbing this sheath for this axe with it real good to get that, you know, real good and oiled up. I'm rubbing it inside and out, and I'm also scrubbing down the axe with this as well to give it a good coating and knock any of the light rust that might be off of it. And that'll take care of my equipment. So again, you know, everything you do, you got to think about what is the multi-purpose. What else can I do with this resource while I've got it? Well, while I've got this towel and this steel wool, you know, I can not only take care of my stove, but I can take care of my tools as well. So I'm going to do that at the same time that I'm taking care of my stove. And that'll help keep that from rusting. And it'll help keep this sheath nice and supple, keep it from drying out, but it'll also keep my axe, if I get the inside of this real good, you know, it'll keep my axe greased while it's in the sheath as well, and that's important. I want to make sure I get that good and greasy. And doing it by the heat of this stove is not hurting anything, because it's just helping it soak into that leather that much better. I want to kind of show you what our stove looks like now that we've cured it in a little bit. I'll kind of zoom in on this if I can for you guys so you can see it a little better. Looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it. We'll probably have to do that, you know, once every few days or so, but for a while till we get it good and cured, get a thick cake on there, you know, very similar to a cast iron frying pan would have on it. But I'm pretty happy with the way that's coming out so far. We'll go ahead and stoke this stove back up again now. Let it burn down a little bit. Stoke it up. It's all part of living out here in the yurt, you know. You just got to keep with the chores all day long and get things done as you can. Okay, so back in here at the yurt, you know, I'm not ready to eat this squirrel right this second. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up a brining solution, and basically that's just salt water. And again, I'm kind of guesstimating from experience here. I'm not measuring anything. And I'm going to dunk this guy in that salt water solution. Mix it around a little bit. If I got a little too much water in there, I can pour some of it off into Harvey the bucket over here. Not a big deal. I'll mix that up real good, and if I leave it outside, it's going to be fine. It's plenty cold outside. It's not going to go bad. It's just like having a refrigerator at that point for the most part. So I'm going to brine this thing for a few hours till I'm ready to eat this evening. And then I'm going to have me some nice squirrel this evening for supper. And I'll tell you what, guys, if I get ultra lucky here today, I'm liable to have a squirrel in my trap as well. And if I get a squirrel in my trap, plus the one I killed, then I'll have two. That'd make a mighty fine meal. But cold as it is outside, you know, I can hang that meat in the tree outside and not worry too much about it going bad. It'll be fine out there, especially after being salted down like that and hung in the tree by a string. It'll be fine, you know, up off the level where predators can get to it, of course. There's not too many bears around here I have to worry about, but there are things, other scavengers that would go after that meat. But if I hang it in a tree outside the yurt here, it should be okay. I probably wouldn't eat all that squirrel in one sitting anyway in a situation like this. So if I can get two of them today, that'll last me for a couple, 3 days as far as meat goes. That'll be a good supplement to my diet.